I was born in London, England, and began my education at a typical all-girls school. Instead of PE, we went to the park and played rounders. It's a game a lot like stickball. And twice a week we had ballet. In our ballet slippers and leotards, the other girls struck a neat and lithe first, second, and third position, while I was snapping my fingers, shaking my hips, and doing Elvis moves. Needless to say, my proper English ballet teacher was not pleased with this, and along with her complaints regarding my inability to restrain myself, added that she was not pleased with my stocky 7-year-old physique, letting me know that I was not the body for ballet. And even then, I understood that the ballet body was preferable in life for more than just doing ballet. Fast forward almost 20 years. I live in New York and am preparing for my first amateur fight at the World Kickboxing Nationals in Virginia. I am ripped and ready to beat the living bejesus out of whatever woman is going to step in that ring. I win that fight, and qualify for the finals, but not without breaking my nose in the process. The next day, waiting for the final fight, hiding in a bathroom stall, I punched myself repeatedly in my broken nose to prepare for what it will feel like when my opponent will inevitably hit me there. I step in the ring. I calm my breathing. I stare at my opponent, hoping to scare her, hoping she can't tell that I am scared out of my wits. I win that fight too, and I'm so elated that I don't care one bit that my face is broken and turning a ruddy shade of blue. On the drive back to New York, my dear friends and I stop in Maryland for a bucket of beers and fresh crab to celebrate. And even though I'm unabashedly wearing my medal, people look at me quizzically, some even with pity, and some even say, "Leave him." I ignore their assumptions, smile, shake my fist, and say, "No, I just won this medal." That's me after the fight. Within a gym, in the ring, fighting, training, I feel capable, masterful, and, well, beautiful. Studying the martial art Muay Thai gave me a sense of grace and skill I never got in any ballet class. Developing the fortitude to take a punch to the gut without flinching gave me a sense of self-possession I couldn't have learned anywhere else. And in doing this, I became interested more in what my body could do than simply what it looked like. Though, to be honest, I was and am proud of the way it looked too. That is, until I left the walls of the gym. Suddenly, the physique that was affording me all sorts of positive lessons became hulking, masculine, a curiosity. My own sibling even joked that he didn't have a sister anymore. I was more like a little brother. Eventually, fitness became a profession, not a pastime. And when my husband and I opened our own gym here in Savannah, very quickly I learned that I was not just teaching our members how to execute an Olympic lift or how to jump rope. I was teaching them to find grace in their bodies, reverence for what their bodies can do. But this lesson is not simple to impart. Most people come to a gym to change, saying they want abs like so-and-so or to be skinny like such and such. I have a very difficult time with this because what I found is when the motivation to change is fueled by a sense of deficiency and comparison, inevitably, failure follows. It's a version of the carrot and the stick analogy. Exercise is the stick, all you get to eat is the carrot. There is no win. Not very good. Oops. I have to make a little disclaimer. This talk is primarily about women, and though men are certainly not excluded from these issues, every day I see the particular way women are held back and frankly feel a feminist drive in helping women find their beauty and strength. So many women come to me with dangerously low self-esteem, thinking the key to their happiness is to be a thinner version of themselves, believing that once they're thin, their life can begin and the world will finally see them. I see how they are imprisoned by their narratives. They believe that they will always be the last to get picked for the team, always be overlooked, overweight, the wallflower, the mother with no time for herself. I hear how they won't go to the beach because of their own body shame. I hear how they believe they must change to fit fashion, not the other way around. I see how their insecurity relates to all manner of other deficiencies, believing they don't matter, that their voice doesn't matter, that constantly apologizing for taking out room or making noise. Beauty has become twisted and adversarial, a paradigm of impossible contradictions. Fashion is for everyone, but is manufactured to a sample size that represents only 5% of our population. Be thin, but not so thin you look sick. Be fit, but not so fit you become muscular. Don't be average, but don't do anything that makes you too different. Feminism is for marginalized women, but advertisers will gladly use its language of empowerment to sell us wrinkle cream. Beautiful women are happy, friendly, and successful, but are also vain and have the power to steal your husband or job and therefore should be viewed with suspicion. Let us idolize celebrity perfection, then revel in humiliating them when they are caught looking flawed. So, where is the pleasure in beauty? Why are we seeking it if it's laden with fear of exclusion, fear of failure, fear of judgment? Oops. What happened? This is not about desirability or an idea of perfection or keeping beauty the solitary focus of a person. This is about being the arbiter of our own body and taking unapologetic, autonomous pleasure in the self, because there is pleasure in beauty, and it is in and for anyone who wants it. Beauty is truly inhabiting your body. It's the way you feel when your body is your friend. It's the freedom of skinny dipping with strangers. It's the transcendence of sex. It's the power of finding your flow. It is self-expression, style, and individuality. It's the indescribable charm of flaws. Beauty is as important a part of life as laughing, playing, and loving. So how do we dismantle this perverse version of beauty? Just as postmodern art turned ugly into magnificent, the mundane into magic, the unseen into captivating, in effect, evolving the definition of beauty by rejecting it, we can evolve our definition of beauty to include the fullest spectrum, from male to female, masculine to feminine, interior to exterior, sublime to enigmatic. If beauty is in the eye of the beholder, then let us behold ourselves. I realized in order to help my clients, I had to help them reframe their motivation and rewrite their narrative. I practiced with myself. Instead of being the only muscle-bound, extreme woman in some room, I was the only athlete in that room. And my athleticism was an indicator that I did something different, adventurous, and worked hard for it. It started to work. I began to see beauty in my muscularity and found strength in my difference. I asked my clients to focus on skill, on becoming an expert, not on trying to fit into a bikini by summer. I asked them to let go of their stringent self-critique and self-deprecation and revel in their victories, not minimize them. I constantly pestered them about standing up straight and learning to take a compliment. I asked them to get really, really good at something and then teach it. Together, we learn that health is a personal path and has nothing to do with looking like a singular archetype. In fact, we see how varied healthy bodies look. Oops. The confluence of technology, creativity, and access to an online global community is turning us all into micro-leaders of many micro-revolutions. Pictures and videos are flooding the web, showing us in a diverse new light, revisioning our future. And it's not just in fitness. Fashion bloggers of every size, shape, and persuasion are turning themselves into beauty icons that flout the current rules. An exciting and nascent ugly acceptance movement is gaining traction on the web. The Crunk Feminist Collective is creating a new and exciting combination of academic pop cultural feminism. Iranian skater girls, all-girl Moroccan bike girl gangs, and pro-hijab fashionistas are creating a counterculture of what is possible for Islamic women. Organizations like Disabled Beauty and the Landmine Project are celebrating a much-ignored part of our population by looking at the beauty of their resilience. Slowly, queer and transgendered individuals are gaining access to our mainstream visual culture. From Orange is the New Black to performance artist and bodybuilder Heather Castles, we see a broad scope of what exists and has been hidden. Therapeutic photographer like Jade Beal is showing the truth and beauty of mothers' bodies post-birth. Academics Lindsay and Lexi Kite are creating workshops for women and young girls to decode the myths of image culture. Cancer survivors like Under the Dresses' Beth Wanga are abandoning any form of shame over their modified physiques. All these movements are very different, but are part of a greater drive to celebrate the strength and beauty that does reside within each of us, without marginalization or justification. These are authentic representations of diversity, and through them, we are seeing new icons, new role models, and new possibilities. I will not be shamed about my body, not by anyone else, and certainly not by myself. I want this for all women. I want this for all people, to feel the power, the freedom, the elation of the body, not the shame, judgment, and degradation of a beauty machine that is making us sick, insecure, and invisible. I may not look like a ballerina, but I have the body and mind of a fighter. So I trained that, fought like a girl, and in doing so, learned that I am capable of much more than I ever thought possible. Learned that I can do something scary and survive. Learned that I define my beauty. How will you define yours? Thank you.